Hi, my name's Annie Cutler, and I'm a senior in Public Relations and Political Science here at Kansas State University, and I'm just here to tell you a little bit about my study abroad experience this past summer. This past summer, I had the summer of my life, and I was living in Meknes, Morocco. It definitely wasn't the traditional study abroad experience that most people have, so I really enjoyed that. When I was deciding where I wanted to study abroad, I knew that I wanted to go, but I wasn't entirely sure where I wanted to go, for how long, if I wanted to do summer, winter, or like a semester program. So basically what I did is I started searching for like the type of program I wanted to do and then decided I would pick a country from there. And I stumbled across a program called International Studies Abroad. And it's a company out of Austin, Texas, and what they do is they plan study abroad programs for college students. So they will book your flight, find you somewhere to live, and they have this whole program. They plan out trips for you and everything, and it's really well done, and they're really, really professional. So I found that program and then started looking at countries. And they had, like the basics, like Spain and Italy and France and lots of countries in South America. But what really caught my eye is there were two countries in Africa. There was one program that was in Jordan, which is in Eastern Africa, and then one program in Morocco, which is in Northwest Africa, right below Spain. And I decided to study abroad in Morocco because they had a lot of political science classes that I was interested in, and it just seemed like it'd be a really good cultural experience to be in a completely different culture with a completely different religion and just something completely and totally out of my comfort zone. So I realized studying abroad is kind of a scary experience for a lot of people, but the thing that I was really reassured by is that the program I went through was really well organized, they were very helpful, and they definitely wanted me to have the best experience possible. I realize that studying abroad is kind of overwhelming for a lot of people, but I really think that once you get going and once you talk to people in the study abroad office and find a good program, it really is just absolutely worth it. So I arrived in Morocco a week after finals last May and was just completely like a fish out of water. They spoke Arabic and French, neither of which I know a word of. They were a different religion because Morocco is a Muslim country, and I knew absolutely nobody. So that was really, really scary, but I felt really, really welcomed by just not only the people in the country, but the people I studied abroad with that were from all across America, plus the program directors that were also American and were just simply living in Morocco to help with the study abroad program. We did a lot of traveling, and I took 4 different classes, including Arabic, which was definitely an experience. Arabic is definitely a very difficult language to learn because it's a completely different alphabet. So basically what you're looking at is these different shapes with like little dots or slashes above them, and if you move those dots around, it's a completely different letter. So that was kind of intimidating, but it got easier as the weeks went by, and it was just so cool learning a language that so few people like in the United States actually know. So it was kind of cool just to pick up like a few words here and there. This picture here is my blog. While I was abroad, I started writing a travel blog, and I called it International Shenanigans because I kind of wanted to have my name in it, and I wanted something that kind of reflected getting in a whole bunch of ridiculous adventures, which is exactly what I did. One of the really cool things that happened to me is when I got back, my blog actually got selected to be put on the blog host's main page, so literally thousands of people all around the world saw my blog, so that was really cool. But it was a really good way to kind of practice my public relations and my writing and just kind of stay connected back home. I also have a few pictures here of places that I went. This is in Casablanca, Morocco, which is where we first flew into. And this is the view from my hotel. It really kind of shows like how crazy like the streets in Morocco can be, and just also how gorgeous it can be in kind of a weird way. We also traveled a ton, and one of the places that we went was this mosque here in Meknes, and the writing on the wall actually spells out Allah, which means God in Arabic. And if you hold your fingers up like this, it actually spells out Allah in Arabic, so that was kind of cool. We also traveled twice to a town called Chefchaouen in kind of northern Morocco with gorgeous waterfalls and just these huge mountains, and it was just absolutely gorgeous. So it was really cool to kind of be in Morocco, which is a desert country, but see things like that as well. And then this is from a trip when we went to the Canary Islands off the coast of Spain and just got to spend a week there just kind of having fun. But basically one of my favorite things about study abroad is that you get to have so many life experiences that you would never expect to have. Like, I really became a lot more mature through all this traveling and like having to deal with being in a culture with people that I didn't know and languages that I didn't understand, and really having to fend for myself. And it sounds a lot scarier than it actually is, but it was absolutely like the time of my life. I know for a lot of people, study abroad seems like unrealistic, like you think you can't pay for it or make the time, but I'm still going to graduate on time despite having studied abroad, and definitely with financial aid and study abroad scholarships, it's a lot more affordable than you think, especially if you go to a country that's not as prosperous as the United States, like Morocco, for example. It was far cheaper to go there than anywhere in Europe, and that was kind of a cool experience to have. But for those of you considering studying abroad, I definitely recommend it. I think it's such a cool experience and definitely something that adds to you not just for your resume or like your career in the future, but to you as a person. So I definitely recommend that you all do that. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me or check out my blog. Thanks.